Good morning, this is Lila in Hawaii, in Honolulu, and I've decided to join Roxy's Journal of Stitchery Trifold Pouch, Volume 5, Part 1, and I just had to write that down so I would remember what I was talking about. I'm not sure how I'm going about this, haven't done one of these. It's like a challenge, haven't done one before. I have made a lot of trifold pouches, however, but I wanted to join this and try and become part of the group, because here in Hawaii there's no one to be in the group. I'm kind of on my own. People don't do this sort of thing unless it's Hawaiian, you know, with Hawaiian lei or something like that. Anyway, I had a bag of scraps of French fabrics, mostly charm squares that I'd collected and some other bits and pieces. So I decided to put together this first one. It's going to be like that, and this is going to be the flap, and it'll look like that on the back. And then when you open it, that's this part, the pocket, and when you open it all, that's how it is, like that. And the dimensions are 9 by 14. Now, I have stitched around most of the little pieces with a basting stitch, and what I usually do is once I've got them placed, I don't like to glue it or pin it. Pinning's not my thing. If I do anything, I normally do use a glue stick, but for this I'm not going to. So I thought I would just stitch around with a basting stitch, which is the longest stitch on my machine. And that way I can, when I go over the seams or whatever embellishments I do, it's easy to pull them out. I also put together another one made from a French quilt piece. And if I can, I'm going to try and hurry and make 2 in the month of January. I like to do that. So this one is, as I said, it's made from an old quilt piece that I sort of pieced together. So that'll be how that looks. But today I'm just going to concentrate on trying to put something on this. I've pulled out a box here of lace pieces. Let me see, I'll pull out a few, see what I can sort of put together real quick. This is mostly very old lace that I got when I was in Paris, or I used to go to Toulouse a lot, and I took some workshops in France and so forth. I have a lot of tatting. I love tatting. You don't see it used much, but anyway, I've got that. And so I'm just going to think about putting some pieces together on this to start. I think the hardest part is starting. I'll just pull out a few that appeal to me right now. Let's see what else I've got. A little fragment, no. And I also have quite a few little old doilies. The other thing I have that I thought I may use is some, these are laces that I dyed, and they're all kinds of the colors of the rainbow, but I thought, oh, maybe some of those would fit in with the theme, like the rosy, well, that's a piece of thread which I like to use. And then this is a trim that I dyed that I got a long time ago. I didn't get this in Europe. I got this here in Colorado once. Anyway, I like that a lot. Stuck it. I kind of hate to cut it, but I'm going to play with that. I like to use these sort of braided looking trims. Okay, so that's a good one. The color's great in my opinion. Let's see, what have I got here? I've got those colors so far. So I've pulled out those. What else? Most of these are too gaudy, but let's see, this is not, I have to cut it, unfortunately. So I've got that box of trims, and it has some pieces of silk fabric, couple of little flower motifs. You can see those might work. So I'll go into this, dip into this a bit later, because I've got to start. Then the other thing I have is some embroidered pieces that I did years ago, and I keep them in a bag, and I'd like to use some of them. They're mostly pretty flowery. For example, that's a rose. I used to have an embroidery machine, and here in Hawaii, our electricity is pretty bad, and things blow up. So my embroidery machine blew up, and that was the end of it. So I thought, I don't need that. So, and I didn't buy another one, they're expensive. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to look in this and see just whatever. Got that piece. I wanted to try and just bring in a little bit of green, but the pink is too salmony pink. Let's just see. So I'm just going to see if there's anything else here that looks appropriate. I have this piece. This is a motif. Actually, that's not good, not good. Remove those. And this is no. This would have to be, I'd have to wash this and try and get it a little less yellow. Okay. Don't see a whole lot here that would work, actually. I do like green though. A little green on this, I can. Okay. I think that's enough to sort of start me off. I've got a little tassel. No, I've got that that's green too. Oh, I like that. That works. There are no resources here in Hawaii. I either have to make it or, you know, I've collected it over the years somewhere, but there is nowhere to go to get anything. No fabrics or anything else. Okay, let me see what I can do here. To start off, I like to start actually with the flap so that I've got a sort of a good foundation. And I like this kind of a ruffled lace. It's not ruffled yet, but I like it. And what I would have to do if I was going to use it is I'd have to ruffle it. However, to me that's too white. Let me see in my bag of goodies if I have one that's not so white. Don't care for that too much. I've got this, which is just a lace motif. Okie dokie. I'm still searching through my bag of goodies here. I like this kind of look too. I just don't see a piece that I can put on there at the moment. So I'm just going to leave that and think about it. I do have off an old blouse or something, some of this eyelet embroidery, and I always like the look of that. But I'd have to gather it, I think. So I'll just put the edge aside for now, and I'll just work on what I've got going. Don't see anything real quick that I can put on the bottom. Well, I do have this. Oh yeah, why not? That appeals. That appeals greatly. And it's some old French. Some sort of French trim. Okay, so why don't I start by just sort of laying that down? So I've got, I think I was off camera. And I'm not going to make this too long because I really don't know what I'm doing and I have no plan yet. So I have to think about it. But anyway, I'm going to start by, I don't want to actually cover the seams like that with straight edges. I like to, you know, wind things around or something. This has gold on one side, so I've got to be careful. This side is the wrong side, does not have. I like the gold side. So I'll work that into something. And then, as I said, I've got a piece of tatting that I really like, but I don't like that particular piece though. Nope. And then this old lace piece. Now see, if I put that there, that would be good because it would not only cover the seam, but I wouldn't have to put anything on the seam. Well, as I say, I think I was off camera a bit. So what I thought I would do is start working on this kind of a look. And I've got a piece like this. These are pieces that'll probably go on the back. I don't want to clutter it up. I tend to clutter, so I don't want to make it too cluttered. I like the colours on this, but that colour doesn't spark my interest at all. And I have these old pansies that I cut off something, and I've used some of them before. Those colours are wrong, but I love the leaf. The leaf is just great. So I'm going to take that, and as I say, I like this one. This is something I dyed myself, and just to start off so I'm not working totally blind. Okay, what else have I got? I think that's kind of enough to start the process. I do have this piece of lace, but to me that's too white, and I would chop it up, cut off the bottom, and maybe cut the motifs out, and I'll have to tea dye that, I think. Just doesn't do it for me. Now this, in my opinion, is too wide, so what I would do is possibly cut it to where I've just got one line of it, like that. To me that's a little better. Got that going, I've got this going, I've got a crocheted leaf that I'll applique, and I can put this here somewhere. Because I feel like that mimics that a little bit. This, I'll sculpt that. And so I think I'm off to a fairly good start. Oh, I've got this too that I like. Yeah, let me put that on there. And that's going to go there. Not sure where I'm going to put that. And then down on the bottom, I'm going to need more lace. Lace pieces. No. Oh, here's another leaf. Goody. So now I've got two leaves. I can applique those on. with a flower or something. And I've got this little, I call this a flourish. Got a flourish. I think I just leave pretty much these like that and just put a little decoration of some sort. Oh my goodness. I think it's this way. I honestly don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to mess around, see if I can come up with something. And so I'm happy to be a part of this group, though. It'll get me going on something new. The colours are a little bright on those, but I do like them, and I think I'd like them dangling down the edge a little bit. We shall see. And these are, of course, from now on it's going to be slow stitched. And I do a lot of slow stitching, so I'm pretty fast at that, so that'll be good. So I'm going to work on that, and then this other piece, I'm also going to work on this one, and I've got a different color palette that I'll be using for that. Anyway, thanks for your company, and I'm looking forward to joining the group. This is Lila in Honolulu, Hawaii. Bye for now.